All right. I am very excited to be with Lauren. My name is Irina. I am the creator of Self Growth Society. And I'm going to start with just a few words about Self Growth Society. And then I will gladly introduce you to Lauren, who is one of my coaches, and at this point, a very good friend of mine, and someone who flows energy with me, throughout me. And she does magic when it comes to energetic work. And I will share with you about my experience as well. So, Self Growth Society was born out of a dream. In one of my most powerful meditations, I was given the name of the company, business, or whatever you want to call it, but it's more of a ministry. And I was also given a very clear vision of the pains of the women of my generation, which are distortion and confusion about self identity, self confidence, and clear perspective of a life path. And I think that the universe put on my shoulders the ability to communicate clearly, um, the system of the four human archetypes, which I am very passionate about. And it also gave me the perspective of social media and online marketing so that I can move people into discovering self and getting deeper and deeper and deeper into their identity. Knowing self is the most powerful knowledge one can ever have. When you know self, you are in alignment with your God given talents, purpose, abilities, and life path. And as a coach on identity, I also always look for opportunities to improve myself and learn different healing modalities and coaching modalities on identity and energy, because we're so multidimensional. We have body, mind, and soul, and different coaches can help us understand our body, our mind, and our soul. And as I coach on the mind and how you can understand how you are born with a particular purpose and what is your archetype, Lauren coaches on the soul side, how you can connect with your soul, how you can understand the energy that comes to you, how you absorb that energy, how you distribute that energy, how you metabolize that energy, how you release the energy. And also, what is the energy that you bring or attachments you bring from past lives, um, and how you can function better in your current life, releasing what you don't need and embracing more of who you are and what is meant for you. So, with this introduction, I want to pass the first question to Lauren. Lauren, how did you arrive in this space? How did you become a coach? Tell us about your story.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, you just described what I did like so beautifully. So thank you for that.
Well, that was my experience with you. I just basically went to the sessions that I've had and how I felt it.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for that. So, how I arrived doing what I'm doing now, I actually was a behavior therapist for almost over 10 years. And I had a lot of research looking at human behavior, seeing how, the cycles of change, what it looks like, what happens before, what happens during a certain behavior, and then what happens after. So I had all of the logistics of that, but I always felt like something was missing.
Hmm.
Like
The
that
spiritual side of
the
it.
spiritual, the empathy that could be in place. And I have always been an empath. I've always had empathy. So it was very hard to desensitize myself during those processes. And in 2013 is when I first started my transformational process. I enrolled in a few courses that were weeks in. Then the last one was a 3-month course. That was the first time I really started healing on an experiential level. I had done therapy in the past, but that was the first time I kind of started shifting my
Mhm.
perspective about life, seeing my purpose of my past. And it really like was the first time I kind of like felt like somebody like kind of knocked on my door and was like, okay, are you ready to like kind of wake up to what's possible
That was
for
spirit.
you?
Spirit was
Yes.
knocking.
So after that, it was like kind of this spiral of, I feel like, what healing is, our journey, our spiritual journey. It's like it's not a linear path. It's like different waves, different ebbs and flows of certain, let's say, like past experiences, getting deeper in the layer, seeing it at different angles. And when I really connected with my spirituality was, I believe, in 2018, where I really was like, I got Reiki attuned and I just had moved to Austin, Texas. And it was almost like I woke up in another dimension. Like this part of me just like exploded into
Mhm.
something more. And what I started to realize and know is like I could not unknow what I started to know. And my life continued to
Mm.
change in a lot of ways. Um,
I
and then
had
I got it.
a similar experience. Yes, you kind of feel that the Kundalini energy kind of flows through you, and then you're suddenly in a new dimension, and you're almost like, okay, I cannot be that person that I was, experiencing and knowing that there is a different reality. I am moving into a different place. I'm not sure what that place is yet, but I am just seeing a different light within. And people sometimes say, well, how do you actually see the light within? You can actually see it in your third eye. And the more I feel like in this process of shift, the more you exercise, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I think the more you attune to it, it's almost like a vacuum pulling you in a different direction.
Yes, like so when and to like add on to what you were saying, because I definitely resonate with that. It was like I was seeing things like in my third eye, especially when I would go into meditation. It's like, okay, I cannot be making this up. Like it can't. Like how am I knowing certain things? What are these visualizations? Like it's not just my imagination, which I had been so conditioned to believe, which disconnected me from my own intuition, my own inner knowing, which created so much chaos. Because at soul level, I one of my gifts is peace, it's harmony, it's a balance, it's beauty. And I was conditioned to be disconnected from that. And so when I found out who I was at soul level, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. That's not me. But I
Mhm.
had just been so disconnected. So
Yes.
I actually got invited to get certified in this healing modality. And I was so resistant. I really had to connect more and more back into my intuition. And there was points where I'm like, this is so hard. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish and complete and get certified. But I'm not a quitter. And I was like, you know what? I know it's hard, but I'm going to finish and complete. And then that was last year, right when the pandemic hit, and when I started my coaching business. And because I was like, okay, now's the time. I felt like the universe was really pushing me to, because I wanted this, my soul wanted this. And I was so scared because I had been programmed to be really controlled by the fear, the safety, like a guaranteed job, even though jobs aren't 100% guaranteed all the time. We always see
Never.
that. So I took a blind leap of faith and I left a career that I had been doing for over 10 years into um a new profession, an entrepreneur at that, like totally just like, all right, universe, I'm gonna trust what I feel like is coming through,
Wow.
like you got my back. And so for the last, I think it's almost been like a year and a half, a year and 3 months now, been supported in every way, like miraculously. And so I feel like I know I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to and connecting with the people I'm supposed to empower them, to give them these tools and knowledge so they can change their lives.
I sense that there are a lot of people right now who are right in that space of attachment to the 9 to 5 job and desire to step out of that imprisonment that unfortunately most of us volunteer for, which is the most ridiculous part. When I realized that, I was like, Oh my gosh, I must have been blind, stupid, or both. And it's most likely it is actually a misalignment. I was not blind or stupid. I was simply, as what you described, as distorted reality from pre-programming. It's a misalignment. So if you're stuck in that 9 to 5 grid and it's habitual to hell, I know this from personal experience, but you want to go into who you truly are. There is like a tunnel, there's like a path where you kind of get into that dark tunnel and say, you know what, I'm going to walk into that dark tunnel. And I know it's dark, but I believe there's going to be light on the other side. So, with me, when you work with me, so much came in a session. Like, I want to know, like, if you can put it in few words, I know it's not simple. How can you take people from the stuckness and the misalignment and take them into that tunnel and deliver them into their soul alignment? I do this through mind and information, through the 4 different archetypes. I connect people with their God given purpose through work, through what they're supposed to do, through the body. But you do it on a very different level where the soul is actually in alignment. And there's no one thing comes first or the other comes first or second. It has to be a whole. We are all a whole. So I want to know how you would describe more that process of you taking someone from A and delivering that person to B.
Well, whether we work with your energy centers or just a one-on-one kind of consultation or tarot reading, I really just like want to connect with somebody and see what is channeled through me, because everybody is individual. I use my past experience because that was all my clients. Like every person had their specific program for them. No one program looked the same. So that's what I take with still practicing now. Like, okay, who is this person energetically on a soul level? What are we working with right now? And then just opening myself up to be that portal of whatever comes through and is channeled to me. And I tune in to see, like, okay, what is the guidance that is needing to be expressed right now? Where do we need to connect to? Do I need to connect with Irina in her body more? Do we need to tap into a past life and then see what we can retrieve from that? Do we need to go into a belief system? Is this more like trauma from childhood? So I kind of just feel into what's being expressed and coming through. And then also asking the client, like, hey, what do you want to focus on? What do you want for yourself? Because I can only see things from my perspective and rely on my own intuition and guidance as well and what I know. But it, at the end of the day, it has to feel good for the client. Like their impact, their perspective, what they want is everything. That's the most important thing. So
Mm.
it's creating that connection, that interconnectedness. That's what always is my intention during a one-on-one session, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense. In fact, self growth is exactly that. Self growth is inner connectivity. When I embarked on a process of self growth, when I was even given the name self growth, God told me this is inner connectivity. You will not be looking outwards with your physical eyes. You're going to be looking inwards with your third eye. You will discover so much more. And actually, looking inwards, it's not like you're looking inwards towards your body. When I say looking inwards, it's actually uh, vibrational energy dispersed into the universe where you open to look inwards towards your soul creation. And your soul creation might be 200,000 300,000 years ago. Actually, you might have had many 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 lives, which was my case. And one of the things I truly mostly appreciated when I had my sessions with you is that it is truly intuitive. Like I wasn't sure kind of what to expect, but once you started the session, I just almost felt like I'm in this like safe bubble, of space, and I can just open up, relax, and just flow whatever needs to be healed that day. And for me, like I remember the last time what came to me, that I need to look deeper into my childhood. And oh my gosh, within a series like couple of days, these channels opened up, and even memories that I have forgotten, I have really shoved under the carpet, which is something I shouldn't have done, but they were deep into my subconscious. I had to pull them out, put a light on them, and heal them. And right now I'm in a process working with forgiveness. I have There are a lot of people in my past whom I need to forgive, because it's one thing for you to say I forgive and I forget, right? But it's a very different thing when you need to forgive on an energetic level. So you go in the past and put Reiki light right in that situation, right in that moment, right in that place where you were feeling hurt. And when you were feeling hurt, you absorb the belief and you store that belief. And every time a new situation appears, your subconscious pulls out that file immediately and distorts your reality. And right now I arrived, with you when we were doing the session, I arrived at that place where I faced the reality from a different angle, and I was like, okay, my reality right now is distorted because these past files are popping up. So I was able to look at it on the side and say, whoa, there's a lot of healing that needs to be done, particularly for certain years of my childhood. And I so very much appreciated that. I want to ask you, who is the person whom you're sensing would benefit the most from your sessions?
That is a great question. I feel like people who are wanting to understand themselves better and love themselves, to step into a new level of self love, of healing, connecting to their purpose in a way to see their past
Mhm.
from the eyes of lessons and not maybe from like shame or inner criticism, because I feel like I've been seeing that a lot. That's something that I really struggled with. And I really connect with people that I can bring all my wisdom and my past experience to help them, whether they are wanting to change like a pattern, a behavior, wanting to change career or find purpose, wanting to know themselves on a soul level, to heal, to forgive, to break free of the bondages of their past, who are spiritually open or curious. Um, and it doesn't mean that, they have to connect with different types of spiritual guides, or it's like just spiritually open. That could mean like, hey, I really resonate with
Mhm.
God, or I
Yeah.
really resonate with this sort of name or deity or gods, goddesses. I mean, it's just open. I'm non-denominational. I don't attach to any sort of religion. I'm a believer. I know I was created from something that wasn't me. So that's just how I identify as spiritual.
I think you described the person who knows that there is a lot more in their life, but they have no clear idea how to reach it. You describe a person who is in deep desire to manifest their full purpose and their deep soul connection. And you are describing someone who has struggled to be confident, to be clear, to
Clear.
be able to put their personality from their whole perspective and be able to express it confidently without fear of judgment from others, because when we judge ourselves we also have fear of judgment of others. And I think you're describing someone who is able to understand that ego has not gotten them very far in life, and they have to step into a different dimension and say, you know what, my ego has been so big and I've been so vain, and I have been, going from a point of ego, and it's always been just about me. But right now I sense that there is a bigger purpose. Like, I am created for a little bit more than consumption of what I really have in my life. I want to do something for others. I want to step into a purpose that's maybe a legend. Maybe I want to leave something behind. What if I have another just 6 months to live? How are people going to remember me? How am I going to influence this world? and I know there is a bigger purpose for me. So I think I am sensing that this would be a perfect opportunity for someone to connect with you and get much deeper understanding of who they really are on a soul level, like it happened to me when I was with you. So how do people reach you? What is the best way? How do you connect?
So I'm really active on social media. I have Instagram and Facebook. You can find me there. My Instagram is Transfiguration Coaching. And I have a beautiful Facebook group community, which I'm super active in. I give so much value, and that's Transfiguration Community.
That's
And
amazing.
I can send you the links too if
Yes, I
you
will
have
post
it.
the links. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. For those watching the interview, the links are going to be below. So please take a look. I'm also a member of Lauren's group. I think there are more than 200 people at the moment.
Mhm.
And if somebody wants to book a session with you, one on one or group coaching, how do they go about that?
So you can go to my website. It's mytransfiguration.com. You can book a tarot reading from me there. They're really powerful. I kind of just channel what comes through with the cards, and then like what we went through in your session, Irina, if
Mhm.
we need to do like a guided interactive experience. And I am um, launching a new group program in the second week of August that I'm super excited about. It's called Thrive on Purpose. And if anybody's interested with that, it's listed in my website as well. And you can reach out to me with any questions.
Oh, that would be awesome. Okay, tell us about that group because I am curious. I want to know, what are people walking away with in that group? So you have now different groups, and I guess there are different people in both. And I know you're delivering a lot of content, and I love it. Every time I come across your content, it's like, whew, it's like it gives me that zen, that chill. So tell us, what are people walking away with?
So in my 8-week program, you're going to walk away with so much. You're going to find out who you are at soul level, your energetic gifts. We're going to do the process when we first start of the death of the old self. So we're leaving behind everything that is getting in the way so we can create this space for what new energy is ready to come, new experiences ready to come. I'm going to go over self limiting beliefs and how to align to an abundance mindset.
Oh, I love.
Um, what else? I'm going to go over human design, your human design type. That's huge right now. Human design is blowing up. It has a lot of answers as to our auric field. So, with what I do, is your soul gifts, but then human design is like on another it's another modality, but it's still really helpful too. I'm actually getting certified for level 1 in human design. I'm going to give you tools on how to create a roadmap to your success, aligning to who you are and your purpose. I'm giving so much away. It's amazing. It's going to be so phenomenal.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing all that. I am sure that for people who are interested, they can go on your website and see more of what the whole program is, which will be me because I want to see it. And my experience with human design is like absolutely mind blowing. And whoever has gone through that, and whoever has gone through um, any kind of doubts in themselves of who I really am, what is my purpose, and why am I here, is a definite 100% strong candidate to go through something like this. And I promise you, it will be mind blowingly transformational. And again, I started this interview with telling you guys that this is knowing yourself is the biggest, most powerful knowledge you will ever have. It's like phenomenal, and it is the bottom of everything. So do not start a career, do not move forward if you don't know really self, because self will guide you to your best career path, and it will also guide you to the best relationships in your life. And if you nail your career and your relationships, I think you're pretty much set in wealth and happiness from that point on. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for today. I really, really appreciate that. To leave the audience with, let's say, one message, what would that message be?
Something that I've been really just trying to promote more, planting these seeds of, is like choose yourself first. Your happiness and your joy should be your first priority.
Yeah.
Selfish is the most loving thing you can do, not only for yourself, but the world. Because when we show up from our best selves, our most loving selves, when we're filled up, we're able to give from that filled place. We're going to be able to change the world through that. So choose yourself first.
Thank you.
Thank
Whew,
you.
that was powerful. Thank you so much, Lauren. I hope to see you in this space again.
Yes.
If you guys have any questions, please message below. Please DM me. I will also put Lauren's contact. Feel free to DM her. And if you have any requests for something specific, maybe next time she visits this space, we can ask her specific questions on how to heal past, how to heal trauma, how to heal soul, and how to do human design. So feel free to ask specific questions for you. Thank you, Lauren. Sending love to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.